We'll see you there. I'll just keep quiet until qualifying starts, I suppose.
Yeah, just shut our mouths until now.
Alright then, happy streaming, Michael.
Thanks, man. Have a good race.
Have a good one. Yeah.
The beatboxing sound a bit dirty. So like a specific intro.
Sure, we'll start editing something in, I'd imagine, but
Yeah.
19.4 minutes on the clock at the start of qualifying for the second round of Super GT Season 2. You join us at the start of qualifying.
For the
All the
Portuguese
drivers
Grand
leaving the
Prix.
pits. And you can tell that I've got a small guest here.
Yes, man.
David Jankowski.
I'm back.
So anyway, all the drivers, GT4 and GT1, are both tripping over each other as they're trying to get out in front to try get their outlap done so they can start posting lap times without any hindrance.
Yeah.
No need to bind a mute button because otherwise background noise will just like the stream.
You could just use push to talk.
I need to bind that.
It's in settings. And voicemail your push to talk. You can assign a key to a button. It's oh, hang on. Over there. Go back on voice and video. On there. No. Alright, but here we go, guys. Let's get back to it. Michael, I can't hear the game.
Alright, so 17 and a half minutes to go, and drivers are beginning their first hot laps of the evening. Kubovic taking points in the GT1 class.
Guess I was after the last race, which I wasn't there.
Kubovic was there actually, he was in Laguna Seca.
I was talking about I wasn't there, not Kubovic.
Sorry, I misunderstood you.
It's alright, no problem.
So Kubovic is sending two purple sectors. He's the first GT1 out there, and the first one to set a lap time, so this is natural. We have no idea whether he's actually the quickest car out there, but he might be, so keep your eye on him.
We will.
Just a small bit of context here. Kubovic is the previous Super GT champion, but when he became champion he was in different machinery. He's have to adapt to the new GT1 machinery, and he seems to be adapting quite well.
Okay.
Relatively. Tobias Tirov has turned up again. He set a benchmark of 137.983. That's the top of GT1. Janis Kovacs in the Ford 1.4 seconds off, and Kubovic 5/10 behind Kovacs. That's your top three at the minute. Everyone else is invalidated laps.
Oh, someone's crashed.
Didn't quite catch who that was, but they're going to have to restart their hot laps.
Yeah, because someone went straight on.
We're starting to see the first of the GT4s across the line now.
One of our fellow drivers, Ethan Mottram, is also sharing a screen with the standing, so I can see it as well. We've had the Michael stream on Discord. And Thomas Tyrrell for the 1:37. According to this.
Yeah, Tobias Theroff has set the benchmark for
Yeah, for
GT1.
1:37.984.
And Dandy Darnell has set the fastest lap time for GT4.
1:53.326.
Excellent. Soteros Maritas in 5th position now for GT1 and 5th overall. Back of the pack, let's see if he can make a recovery here.
Let's hope so.
Vitor de Souza Fernandez is nearing. I'm actually surprised that I said that correctly in the first try.
Well done.
Yeah. He's 11 seconds back in Tobias Tyrrell's benchmark. He's trying to pull together something. So he's now dead last on the grid.
Could be the one to take provisional pole position.
Absolutely not. He is it's far too much off the pace this lap at least.
Oh.
Oh, look at him, he's being outrun by GT4 machinery.
Oh. A 1:59 for João Vitor de Souza Fernandez in the GE1.
Tobias Theroff is coming to the end of the lap. He's 3/10 quicker or more. Currently the man on pole.
No, it doesn't improve.
He doesn't improve, but he doesn't have to because he is still in pole position and
Yes.
Janos Kovacs is still 6/10 back.
That's right.
Let's check Lacomi in the BMW M4 is setting a personal best lap time at the minute.
So about
He's the man in second
P7.
place.
So you're on about the person in 7th, correct? Or Mottram in 6th.
Mottram sets his first lap time of the day, but
1:43.049.
back at the grid, but he can improve. I know he can. Let's check his P8 overall on P2 and GT4. He's set it on a personal best lap time, so maybe he can set something faster than Andy in the KTM. .153.6. Keeps him in P2 in GT4, but it's not enough to beat Andy.
So this is the guy was overtook Ethan in the standings, 1:41.1.
So this is 2 seconds faster than Ethan at this current point in time.
That's right.
Kivovic has set a first sector only one and a bit tenths off of Tobias Theroff's personal best. He might be able to best Kovacs if he keeps this pace up. If he knows where to improve, he can improve very easily and get past Kovacs. He's lost too much time in the second sector though. I probably highly doubt that is going to happen here.
I hope so as well, yes. It's not making a lot of chaos here as well. There was a crash earlier, which we obviously didn't get to see.
So we got 10 minutes left to go, and we're starting to get to this point where GT1s are starting to trip up over the slower class of car, the GT4s. Christian Kivovic almost being held up there by the AMG. Just there. George Alastas, actually, I just found out. Alastas remains in P4 and P11 overall, and P4 and GT4.
Yep.
Photostatistic lows on the personal best, but it's not enough to improve.
Look, you're going to take a break because I'm going to need a number 2.
Alright, we'll see you in a bit. So the BMW M4 seems to be one of the most popular GT4s in the class today. It's two drivers. Actually, I was expecting more BMWs here today, but the M4 seems to be the most popular choice of the second. Andy Darnell, and at the top of the leaderboard for the GT4 class, he's on a green lap time. Although he's on pole for GT4, he is going to improve and further prove that he's the fastest KTM around. Let's hope Andy doesn't trip over more of these people. Coming ahead, there's a cluster of 3 cars in the first sector, so that I'll have to watch out for. Sotiris Moraitis has managed to improve to P3, overall ahead of Christian Kubovic. He's got him by around 2/10 at the minute, but he's about to improve. He's got a green second sector. If he keeps up to this pace, he might be able to put up something toe-to-toe with Kovacs, Janos Kovacs in P2 in the Ford. He goes faster than Sotiris. Sotiris goes even faster than Kubovic now. 5/10, 6/10. 6/10 of leeway now between P3 and P4. Tobias Stirov is on another purple first sector. There's no need for him to improve right now, but he's getting on with it anyway. He's improved by 1/10 in the first sector. He's coming to the end of sector 2 and is going for the polo. 3/10 quicker in the second sector. There's plenty of drivers that can improve here still. Namely Samuel Oliveira, because I believe he's in... Actually, where's Samuel? He hasn't set a lap time yet. He's one of the few GT1s that haven't set their lap time yet, but he'll set one soon. And Tobias has gone 3/10 quicker than his final lap. He's the new benchmark of 137.6 now. A few tenths faster. There's 5.5 minutes left, and that means around 4 laps to go. Agomi in P2 for GT4 is on another personal best lap time. He's 4/10 off. He's a few tenths off his 4/10 off the lead right now of GT4, but he might be able to make an improvement in his M4. Coming to 4 minutes to go. Gets close, but he does not improve. Three minutes to go. We're running out of time for laps. What's up, David? Tobias has extended his pole position lead, and Sotters Maritas P3.
Oh!
Ethan Mottram said it himself, he can't improve from P7, and Andy Darnell remains in pole for GT4.
Ooh. In the KTM. Mikola goes up one position.
Mikola Valinets is now trailing 4/10 off of Vic Vega in the other BMW. Soteris is on a personal best lap time in Sector 2. He's about to complete the lap. Let's see if he's come to fruition.
We hope so.
Just about missed the edge there.
It's luck.
The viewers can hear Gran Turismo in the background, man.
Damn, I think my nose suppression's not good enough. I'm gonna have to turn my TV down so I can see some gameplay. There we are. Volume's down. I'm trying to Rebel X.
Yeah, like David Jankowski at the minute is performing an ancient art called multitasking at the minute.
Yes.
So
it's called having it's called having a computer.
Alright, 1.5 minutes to go, and this is going to be the final hot laps for everyone here.
Yep. Because it's just 1 minute 30 left, from what I can tell.
It says an average of 1 minute 40 seconds for a lap time on GT1 alone here, so like it's not much time left. If you start a lap now, you won't be able to finish it, so I may as well just take it back to pits. $50 seconds to go, and we're nearing intermission.
So then we can have a little break. Well, watching this, have a little break. So I'm thirsty as hell.
David, take over and getting a drink.
Right. Alright, it's We're on board with Samuel Oliveira. Oh, qualifying's up. It's Tobias on pole for GE1. Followed by Kovacs. Maritas make the top 3. Souza Glau makes P4. Kubovic P5. P6 is Mike. It's the German of Mark Hogbert. Right, from I can read. Then it's Mottram in 7th. Darnell 8th. Rezek in 9th. Vega in 10th. Volinets 11th. Slava Ukraine. Let's pray for Ukraine. And Ralistas 12th. That is your grade for the race. It's time for a quick 5-minute warm-up, which I'm just going to shut my trap. So, oh, Mauritis has gone... Something's up for Mauritis. Oh, it's happened with... Oh my god. What is going on here? Wait, I think they're trying to do donuts. I don't know. They're doing donuts. Oh, they're doing quick standing starts! Oh, very smart. Whoever just... That was very awful. Whoever just snapped the wall then. Well, I wasn't thinking of that. That is very smart.
Yeah, you can take... If you're not starting on pole, you can take as much practice taking the standing start as you can, so you can make as much position on the start as you can.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea to do a little bit of practice while you can for the warm-up.
Yeah.
Get your left foot in the clutch. Get your left foot sorted, so don't mess up when it counts.
Or a power shifter if you're using like a F1 wheel. Because you've only got 2 pedals in the F1 car.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, like, some of these guys do have direct drive setups and analog clutches on the steering wheel, so that's a nice bonus of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
All the while more to get a little bit more acquainted with the clutches before you continue.
Yeah.
3 minutes to go, and then we'll be racing here at Portimão tonight.
That's a nice round of the Super GT Championship Season 2. Leszek Pakomi takes the lead in the warm-up. Just less than a minute and a half to go.
Picking up a little bit of a Scottish accent, are you? Okay, now I told you.
Yeah, you're definitely man.
Now the reason I sound like I am is because I'm Irish. Like, I'm not putting
Yes.
on any accents, but
Yes.
55 seconds to go, and we're racing here at Portimão this evening. To reiterate, it's Tobias Tirov on pole for GT1 and Andy Darnell on pole for GT4. Racing in 40 seconds.
I'll just shut my mouth so we can get ready for the race start. And then you'll hear my inner Murray Walker impression.
Well, I mean, like, sure, like, do it in your own voice. Make a name for yourself.
I'll just do my Murray Walker impression. It's good. It's a good impression, honestly. I'll do it.
Alright, just make sure, like, if it goes wrong, just make sure you know when to stop, okay?
Yeah. And now, as we get lined up on the grid for the 1984 Portuguese Grand Prix.
Okay. Yeah.
And now, as it gets ready to start the race.
Alright, David. I think I prefer you the other way around.
And it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
You're alright, man. Alright, people lining up on the grid for formation lap. GT4s in front, and GT4s at the rear. Lights ahead of the drivers. Tobias Thirov is going to lead. Janos Kovacs off the grid. They're beginning to standing start.
Go!
Janos Kovacs leads. No, so he's on the inside of Tobias Thirov, but he isn't getting the move done. He's being under attack by Tobias.
A little bit of a cut tap, little tap there between him and I believe that's Kovacs. So it's like a
little bit of a long tap from Sotiris Mariatis, and then Christian Kibovic is losing positions to first to Sisoglu, and they're side by side going into the hairpin. Meanwhile, in GT4, Ken Scott has managed to overtake everyone there, and Vic Vega is following him. No, it's not Ken Scott's GT1, sorry. Vic Vega leads. In GT4 at least.
And in GT1, Tobias still leads.
Tobias Thirov leads from pole, and Janos Kovacs is over a second back.
But could he gain that time?
He's dropping back tenths at a time here. He's looking very unlikely unless he pulls out a sudden Eureka effect and starts lapping like a god. Meanwhile, Sotiris Mariatis is a cool 1 second, 2 tenths back on Janos Kovacs. He's ready to pounce in the slipstream if he ever so needs to. There's a 3-car train.
It is, yes.
It's a bit of an accident for
Vega.
Vic Vega, one of the GT4 leaders, is now spun. I have no idea what happened to him if he was taken out.
I believe there was he hit someone. I couldn't tell who. I'm gonna see who I can tell on the stream.
He's chasing down another Photosysticlu there. He's chasing down the second Ford car. He's on the inside of the sweeping right-hander. He gets the move done. That's usually a no-no spot on this track. Usually big accidents happen here. He is taken by Mike Hockert as well. Photosysticlu is in P7. And that's a McLaren spin round. It's Mikola Volinets in second last. Vic Vega's going to be able to catch up now. He's now in P12 overall, second last.
From what I could tell on the stream, Vega hit Andy Darnell. That could have given a bit of damage.
Really?
Apparently, from what I was watching on the stream, it shows Vic spinning around and lost it. Then I believe he hit Andy.
And he collected Andy.
Not collected him, but he drove. He was trying to spin around, but he hit him.
Well, we'll tell it for the stewards now. It's battle for P6 now. Photosysticlu is under half a second away from Mike Hockert. Photos needs to make his charge back as soon as he can if he wants to make any chance at getting points for his team.
Especially in this situation.
Defending champion Christian Kibovic in P4 at the minute is just over a second away from Sotiris Mariatis. He's gaining now, actually. He's managed to get more traction on the final corner. He's going to try and make a move in the slipstream if he can, but he doesn't have as much distance. Photosysticlu is going to try the same, going over the start-finish straight here. Ford versus Celine.
Let's see what they can do in this race. It's just all about the points.
It's important to give yourself that leeway early on so you don't have to worry.
Exactly.
Massive power slide on the Koenigsegg of Christian Kubovic.
Oh, someone spun! I saw someone spun the exit of turn 3, I think. The bit after
Oliveira
here.
and Christian Kubovic are side by side going into the second sector. It's the Koenigsegg on the inside, the Ford on the outside. The Ford was on the outside, was going to get the exit speed now, and the Koenigsegg are still side by side going into the end of the second sector, starting the third. They're still side by side. It's Samuel Oliveira versus Christian Kubovic. Samuel Oliveira gets the job done. But like, how long can he hold Christian Kubovic off for 5th position?
It's getting very close.
Samuel is not changed a bit since the last race. He is on a charge and he is aggressive and with the elbows out. He is not willing to lose any more positions at any cost here.
He's challenging his inner Max Verstappen.
We got 15 minutes to go, and here's your current state of the race. It's Tobias Tyrolf leading from pole, Janos Kovacs starting from second position, Lee and staying second position. Sotras Maritis is still in third, being chased by Samuel Oliveira at P4.
It's a very good battle.
P5, as where Samuel Oliveira came from, is now belongs to Christian Kubovic because he was not fast enough to keep him behind in the Koenigsegg. Mike Hockert is in P6. P7 goes to Fotis Isoglu. He has a very bad start. And Ken Scott in P8 and last for GT1. Meanwhile, in
Leszek Łakov leads GT4.
Leszek Lakomi in P1 for GT4 category, and then Andy Darnell is 3 seconds off Leszek's pace in the GT4 class. George Ralistas is in P3, Vic Vega, previous race leader, in P4, and Vikola Volinets P5 at last after a few shunts there in the McLaren.
Yeah, you never want to see a shunts, especially in those cars.
Spin from Mike Hockert, and he collects the.
Oh, there's a crash. I think it's Zizek. He collects Zizek now, I believe. Is it?
It's Mike Hockert, the German, in P6, and he collected Fotis Isoglu.
Yes, I was right. Oh dear.
That's very unfortunate. It's that Fotis Isoglu couldn't escape that accident, but he got caught up in it, and he has to put up with the damage for 13 more minutes in this race. Lap 5. Vic Vega's on a charge back to the podium spots in GC4. He's chasing the Mercedes of George Ralistas in P11 overall and 3rd in GT4. He's had a terrible start, and now he wants to salvage it and see what he can get.
Let's just hope that these battles go well as Vic Vega tries to go around George Alistas. It's looking very close.
Under half a second at distance, this is prime slipstreaming opportunity on the final corner.
He's gaining.
Onto
He's
the
gaining.
straight.
He's gaining.
Gaining slightly.
Yep, he's closing the gap. Let's see what the
Under
gap is.
2 tenths. On the inside.
Can he do it into turn
Gets
1?
it done. Into turn 1. Very rare he actually get the distance there on the car ahead, but he manages to get it done effortlessly. An amazing feat of speed from Vic Vega, but George Ralistas is on his tail now. He wants that position back. He's losing tenths at a time, though. I highly doubt that he's going to be able to make it back there. Very good move from Vic Vega.
Carlos George Lestas just trying to close the gap on Vic Vega here.
Stas is losing. He's lost up to over a second of lap time at this rate. He's not going to be catching Vic Vega on this lap.
There's no chance. Oh, hang on, there's something on the screen. Ken Scott, slow down penalty, track limits abuse.
Wait. It Ken Scott, yeah, he's at the back of GT1.
Kubic, slow down penalty, track limits abuse.
Are you sure? I'm not seeing any of this.
Check it's on the stream. On YouTube.
On the YouTube stream, I don't see it. On my
It's popping up for me now.
Alright. I mean, you keep us informed of the penalties, right? And that is Forge going round, and that's Samuel Oliveira in P4.
Oh no!
Kubovic is gaining time on him, and now he's gonna have. This is a dream scenario for Kubovic. Now he just needs to make it stick. He's now 2 seconds back, and he's actually losing time now. But he was getting close for a time. It's nice to
see what these lot can do. Oops, Samuel Oliveira, slow down penalty.
I think those slowdown penalties are just like
all over the place.
Fair. Now here comes Tobias Tirolf on his first pieces of traffic of the day.
Ooh, can we make slowdown penalty again?
If you cut the track too many times, they'll give you a penalty after the race. Like personally from stewards, so they have to watch that. Or maybe even a drive-through if it's severe enough. 9 minutes to go, anything can happen still, but things are starting to settle down. We're starting to see a lot of gaps between many of the drivers.
Christian Kubic slowdown penalty, again, track limits.
Nobody's within a second of each other, and I believe that it's starting to cool down now.
Yeah, looks like it could be a confirmation for Tobias Theowolf to win. Moraitis slowdown penalty, track limits. Oliveira slowdown penalty for track limits. The amount of track limits violations today.
That was like Spielberg all over again.
Yeah, but I was just going to say as well.
Well, this week's a Spielberg, but it seems to be calming down now, as people cut the track to try get any little bit of lap time on the guys in front. Everyone else is following suit.
That's what I'm going to guess anyway.
And Andy Darnell gets the move done on the inside of his GT4 rival, Leszek. Leszek on the inside though in the M4. Looks like he's going to keep it, but he doesn't. Andy Darnell's got the ace exit speed there, or just Lacombe actually coming back on him. Andy's going to have the inside of the next few corners in the KTM.
Now to move on board with Mikola.
Following
right. The car behind him, I believe, it could be a lapped car, or it could be what's his name, Theowolf.
Whatchamacallit? And David, I suggest you watch my my stream on Discord, because the one on YouTube's
I'm multitasking.
Folly Nets is catching up in the McLaren after the mistakes he's made. He's catching up. Well, with
he's gaining time on him. He's gaining as much time as possible.
He's holding up a few GT1s. It's going to be sorry, Christian Kubovic and Celine. That's Mike Hawkhurst in P6 at the minute. They're lapping their first bit of traffic of the day with 6 minutes to go and a half.
Okay, from what I can see, the stream delay is 1 minute behind. So when I say there's a penalty, it's from a minute ago. And there is the stream delay. That's delayed by a full 60 seconds.
Christian Kubovic is getting the slipstream from the GT4s. That's not a bad strategy if you're trying to stay ahead.
Yeah.
And you can have to take anything you can get in those last couple. Oh, that's a wreck now. Ralistas and Volynets.
Ralistas have a big off. I think he's made him DNF.
Ralistas gives up. He's had enough. Volynets drives away unscathed.
The stewards have got to see that incident. There could be a possible penalty incoming.
Yeah. Stewards are about to have a field day with Mikkola over that one.
Yeah.
Because Mikkola was behind and he tried to make a move. He wasn't given space and he made the space himself and wrecked them both.
For me, Ralistas is a DNF.
I mean, that didn't look like a fatal collision. I think he just gave up out of frustration. I would too.
To me, it looked like he drove into him to gain the position.
Yeah, trying to go for a gap that wasn't there.
It's up on my screen now, good, so I could tell. And there's...
My Cockert is on the back of Christian Kibovic now.
That's hit. That's hit. What is that actually hit? The Ukrainian.
Yeah, like sorry, side by side, Mike Cockert and Christian Kibovic are fighting for position here for P5, and Mike Cockert can't get the move done on the start-finish straight. He's going to follow him to the middle of the first sector. That's a McLaren off.
I think that's
Volynets again.
Yeah.
Mike Cockert tries to go down the inside of Christian Kibovic, but he doesn't have the exit speed this time. He's going to have to hang back. And as they trip over each other, it's Fotosysiglu watching them both fight, tripping each other up, gaining time as a result. He might be a third party here, looking for P5. Good points for him if he can make the move happen. He just needs to make people ahead to make a mistake. 3.5 minutes to go, and Tobias Thierhoff leading on lap 10, making a comfortable gap. He's probably going to win the race. And then Andy Darnell's leading GT4, leading over 3.5 seconds from Leszek Lakomi.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking that at this rate, Thierhoff has won it, because with a 10-second gap, no, there's a way you can catch up in time. Unless he makes a mistake, that could be a chance for him to catch up.
Like, something big has to happen to Tobias Thierhoff. It has to be a miracle, and then even then, Janos Kovacs will be the only culprit to take the win then, because Soteris was, well, it's 9 seconds back.
Yeah.
It's him versus Oliveira, actually. They're actually going toe-to-toe. You can't see it on my viewer there. You can now. On the inside goes Samuel Oliveira. Soteris is on the outside. They're still side by side going into the end of the first sector. Soteris goes to the inside. Maitis comes out ahead of Samuel Oliveira. He's protecting his podium spot, the last podium slot. Samuel's on his right. He's going to have the inside of the next few corners here. They're still side by side. Maitis looks like he's going to try to get it.
So this is very close at the moment.
Samuel looks into the inside, but there's no space there. There's no door open. That Ford is rapid in a straight line. Soteris is going to have a look. Oh, a little bit of a slack there.
There's a little bit of bargy. Stuart might want to take a look at that.
The Ford and the Solane touch, but it harms the Ford more than it does the Solane. Soteris is getting away with 1.5 minutes to go. He might be very well able to take the last podium spot unchallenged if he keeps the pace up.
Unless the stewards do something about that little margy-bargy incident.
Train of 3 cars. It's the battle For P5 at the minute, Koenigsegg versus Celine versus Ford. It's Fotis Disoglu, Mike Hockert and Christian Kibovic out in front. Mike Hockert is following Christian Kibovic's every move in that. He's trusting that Koenigsegg for racing line because he's trying to get that slipstream off of him, but he's trying to also defend from Fotis Disoglu in the Ford.
That's right.
Dives to the inside, but he makes it.
It's Hockert and Disoglu.
Fotis sent it arseways there. He is not going to gain a position, and he is probably going to get investigated for that one. Maybe a time penalty.
Yes. That looked nasty.
That was a misjudgment from Fotis Disoglu's end, and unfortunately, all the moves you make aren't going to happen. Accidents happen, but that looked deliberate.
Yes.
This is going to be the final lap here, but sometimes there's moves you don't gotta make. Coming to the end there, that last accident involving Samuel Oliveira and Soteris Moraitis cost the Ford a chance at the podium. Soteris Moraitis takes the final podium spot.
He's on the podium. The Greek is on the podium.
This is either the second last lap or the race is over.
I think the race is over, judging at this race, but I don't know. Let's just see just spectate Tobias to see if he's done his lap.
Yeah, I think this is the last lap actually, I was wrong. Samuel still has a little bit of time left. He's got one more lap to make this move happen.
Because there's P4, there's Moraitis up ahead and all, there's a bit of a touching. And Oliveira overtakes him on the last lap of Samson corner.
Still side by side, Soteris Moraitis keeps the traction. Samuel Oliveira is going to get his elbows out. He's going to pull out all the stops. Look at him. Down the inside. On the second sector, coming into the
down
third.
to Portimão corner.
It looks like they've got sideways there. They're still side by side.
Oliveira's back in
Soteris is on the racing line.
It's a very close fight. There's a chance for slipstream here. Could he overtake him on the start-finish straight? There's no way he can overtake him. Oliveira P3.
Oliveira has made a very big effort to overtake Soteris Moraitis in P3. And he overtakes him for the last podium spot. One more lap is all he needed, and he made the most of his opportunity. Top three are Tobias Thiele, Janos Kovacs, and Samuel Oliveira. Soteris Moraitis now in P3.
A very excellent race today.
Coming to the end of the race with GT4 now, Andy Darnell seems to be leading. Almost an exuberant 4 seconds ahead of the next car behind him. In class of his own he is in that KTM.
And your top three for GT4 is Darnell, Wakoni, and Vega.
Vic Vega had a terrible start there. He tigered his way back up.
And especially that big incident. But he made it to get in P3 in GE4 class.
Converted a terrible start to solid midfield points. Very good job.
Exactly.
Now that was just the sprint. Now we're going to be getting into the 25-minute feature.
Oh god, there's 2 races!
Yep, sorry to keep you, David, but you're going to have to stay here
Damn it, I was going to do a live stream on Gran Turismo! Well, I might just call that a day, so...
Wait, what? Really? He's gone. Well, there you have it. David Jankowski is gone. Just me again. Have some quality time with y'all. So there you have it, Tobias Thierhoff. His fastest lap of the race is only 2/10 off of his qualifying time. We're going to have 5 more minutes of intermission here before we get anything out of the race. Any other race is done. Next up is a 25-minute feature, so make sure you get prepared for that. Now in a feature race we're going to be seeing reverse the grid. So anybody that wants to have towards the front will have to fight their way back up through the field and prove that they're faster than the cars ahead. So this will mean that Tobias Thierhoff, like Tobias Thierhoff and Jonas Kovacs, will have to start from the back and overtake the rest of the GT winners. Improve their speed. Maybe another few practice starts might be beneficial to any drivers. 15 minutes left to go of warm-up, and we're going to be heading into the 25-minute feature, featuring reverse grid. And this time it's only going to be me, no David Jankowski today. Or this race, I mean. He seems to be occupied with other things. So I'd love to take a second to say, if you really do enjoy this, stream, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of any other streams. We've got a ton of good championships going on at the minute, and we have a few absolute bangers in the pipeline at least. So if you hit the bell, then we'll let you know when that happens. We've got stuff like our own F1 championship. We've got a Formula Ford championship in the mix. Alright, formation lap. Looks like it's going to be Kibovic out in front. And I just got from Kibovic himself, and he said in Discord that he is using a different setup than he used in race 1. Will it work out, or will it hinder him? Alright, coming to the start, shout out to Ralph Bart, get better soon, man. Lights ahead of the drivers, Kibovic out in front. Lights out now. Kibovic out in front of the Celine. The Celine of Sartoris Moraitis is on the inside, taking the lead maybe. He doesn't go for it, he sticks behind Christian Kibovic. Janos Kovacs is at the back there, and Tobias Thierov is already into third. He's going to be sticking out behind Sartoris Moraitis, and Janos Kovacs still in fourth. First gets caught back up in fifth. Mike Hockert sixth. Samuel Rivera is in P7 at the minute. And the pair of BMWs and GT4 are leading 1-2. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but on my perspective, I'd only see two GT4s. There's Tobias Thierov who's going to try it on the outside, but it doesn't work on Sartoris Moraitis. He's having none of it. Christian Kibovic is trying to get as much time on the cars in the back as he can before he's unleashed. The furious Tobias Thierov has unleashed upon him. 2 tenths behind Sartoris Moraitis now. Side by side in the start-finish straight. Tobias has his car, he has his Gumpert Apollo all figured out, and now he's set his sights on Christian Kibovic next in the Koenigsegg. Sartoris Moraitis is now in P3, now he has to defend from Janos Kovacs in the Ford behind him. He's going to lose another position if he's not careful. He just needs to keep it consistent and everything will turn out fine for the Greek. Christian's trying to cut off as much of the slipstream that Tobias is getting as much as he can. But it's not working, he's still gaining. 10th after 10th, he's under 2 tenths now. Bumper to bumper, that's a Gumpert Apollo versus Koenigsegg. Christian Kibovic versus Tobias Thierov, not quite side by side going into the second sector, but it's close. Close enough. If Christian Kibovic makes a mistake, Tobias will be able to surely capitalize on the situation. As Sartoris Moraitis can do nothing but depend with Janos Kovacs behind him, the Ford. Down the inside, and Janos Kovacs tries to get the move done, almost does. But it's Soteris Maritas on the inside. Forgive me, that is Photosysically and Mike Huckers. Please disregard anything I just said there. Side by side, it's the Koenigsegg of Christian Kibovic on the inside, and he's slipped back. And Tobias Tirov on lap 3 takes the lead with 16 minutes to go. Soteris Maritas is still holding up Janos Kovacs there. He's got the racing line on Janos. It's getting a bit sideways there. Soteris Maritas, he's on the outside, and then the Ford of Janos Kovacs overtakes him. An unlikely mistake from Soteris Maritas sets him back a position, but now it's Photosysically behind him in another Ford, trying to get past him. Photos in P5, he doesn't get the best of starts back there, but he wants to make up for it. He's going to try anything he can to get ahead of Soteris Maritas. And they're side by side going towards the end of the lap, where Soteris manages to keep ahead, gets the better traction on Photosysically, but that Ford is monstrous in a straight line. The 44 of Photosysically is under half a second away from Soteris Maritas. He's in prime striking distance. If he were to make another mistake, he can capitalise almost instantly. And behind Photos is no slouch either, as Photos is Samuel Oliveira, who's back for more. After starting from the back, he claimed the final podium position. He got a terrible start, but he wants to make up. And first of many for Samuel Oliveira starts to look more and more like Photosysically and the Ford. Meanwhile, at the front, Janos Kovacs in another Ford. It's a very, very popular GT1, is chasing down Christian Kibovic and his Koenigsegg, coming down into the second sector, down the hill, and then right back up again. Massive elevation change. Janos is starting to the mistakes are starting to creep in for Janos Kovacs, but it's not going to be very frequent. He's almost there. He's 3/10 back, but meanwhile there's some GT4s into the fray. Lajcek Lakomi is fighting Andy Darnell for the lead. I'm sorry if I can't tell you more about the GT4s, because my viewing tool hasn't been behaving very lately. I can't see more than 2 GT4s at a time on the leaderboard, so I can't tell you what the story is, but Janos Kovacs has overtaken Christian Kibovic for P2. And Soteris Maritas will be the next to overtake him if Christian doesn't pick up the pace. And that's Soteris Maritas off the track into the gravel trap. He makes a massive mistake, and it costs him big time. Soteris just blew his chances of a podium position finish. That's very unfortunate, but that's a godsend for Christian Kibovic now. He just needs to worry about Samuel Oliveira, one of his old buddies from race 1. Samuel is very renowned for getting very physical within his driving style. Also, Slotterus, you are unmuted. If you have a bind, unmute yourself, please. Thank you. That was the shifters of Slotterus Moraitis, guys. Getting a little bit of interactiveness from the driver. He must be fuming with himself right now. We'll hear from him after the race if he's up to it. Samuel Oliveira trying to get side by side. He hits the Koenigsegg of Christian Kubic. He's getting very impatient, but he might cause a wreck at this rate. I'm starting to get very worried for Kubic. He's going to get the full wrath of Oliveira now in a second, getting down into the hairpin. It's another case of racing line traction from Samuel Oliveira that gets him past Christian Kubic, a move that has never failed him thus far. Once again in third, he's going to try and make his way up to the next driver ahead, Janusz Kovacs in P2, although I fear that it might not work out too great for him. He's going to probably get gapped a little bit more. Something tells me Janusz is a bit more acquainted with his Ford than Samuel Oliveira is, because he can't wreck somebody if he can't get close to him first. Meanwhile, Mike Hockers is in a very familiar position to him, P6. He sees Vosisisoglu just out there in the background, just 1 second away, but a second away from him is Slotterus Moraitis trying to get on a charge to overtake Vosisisoglu. Sorry, my mind has drew a blank. It just seems like Kubic doesn't really have a proper line throughout that first hairpin there. He's taking different lines every time. He's not very consistent in the way he takes it. Sometimes it works out for him great, sometimes he loses tons of time to the cars behind. That's why everyone else has been overtaking him, such as Samuel Oliveira in that same corner. Not much good reporting out. He's going to have to try do the best he can now. He's going to have to try figure out what works for him best and sticks to it. With 8.5 minutes to go, Tobias Thierolf is leading ahead of Janusz Kovacs, ahead of Samuel Oliveira. That's your top three for GT1, and then for GT2, for GT4, Lacomi and Vega are the top two BMWs at the minute. 1-2 for GT4. 8 minutes to go. Vosisisoglu on the inside of the Koenigsegg of Christian Kubic. He's trying it into turn one, but he doesn't quite get it done. He's going to try it again on the right-hander. Just can't find anywhere. Goes to the inside, but the door isn't open. Kubic is getting away from him. He's on the better racing line with the better traction. Fotis is braking later. He has a very good line throughout their hairpin. Anytime that was made during the right-hander from Christian Kubic, Vosisisoglu has made it back in that single corner. It's a very big weakness for the Christian Kubic there. Fotis is going to try maybe the inside, but he just doesn't get the traction to do it. Doesn't get the job done, but for every mistake he makes, Mike Hockert is on the back of him, ready to make any capitalization he can to try get his position, advance his position. Six and a half minutes to go, and to be honest, that new setup that Christian Kubovic was going on about in Discord doesn't seem to be working out very well for him. Side by side, they bash wheels. Fotis is going. Oh my god, he just goes into the barrier. His crew chief must have been acting up. They were clearly side by side, and he tried to go across. Fotis Disciples blew another race. Well, this will be a very big case of stewards' intervention after the race. Mike Hockert is just under half a second back on the car ahead. You can see Andy Darnell in P2 there. Those two BMWs and Andy Darnell must be the top three. I'm very sorry, I cannot see the more than two GT4s on the screen at once for some reason. Only the top two in their class. So, very sorry, I can't comment more. But yeah, it is what it is. That KCM seems to be working out very well for Andy Darnell, at least at Portimão. I remember Andy saying that it was a very unique car to drive, at least for GT4 standards. It kept him awake at the very slow speed of GT4. In his words, it says it keeps him awake because it tries to kill him all the time. But it is what it is. GTs aren't for everyone, but sometimes you can't just sit out of the action like that. Sometimes you gotta get a piece of the pie yourself. Stay with it. Mike Hockert is getting closer and closer to Christian Kubovic. Not long before he reaches 1 second of distance. And that's a car spun round. That's Samuel Oliveira on P3. Kubovic is going to be able to capitalize on that now. He's gaining rapidly. Under a second now. Samuel couldn't get up to speed fast enough. Christian Kubovic is back in third position with 3 minutes to go. Can he keep up? Can he keep Mike Hockert at bay and Samuel Oliveira at bay? Or has Samuel Oliveira blown it for his race? Samuel Oliveira's lost the position, and that he only knows one thing to do about it, and that's attack, attack, attack on that Koenigsegg. Going into the right, and then into the left. Gets the better racing line, better traction. Then Christian Kubovic. Gaining. He's on the left now of Christian Kubovic. This is a weak section of track for Kubovic, but we're still side by side. Looks like he nailed it this time. Side by side is Kubovic on the inside. He might be able to get it done. Takes the position back, but Samuel Oliveira is still getting the better traction. All the while, Mike Hockert is getting closer and closer while this duo trip each other up, and Mike Hockert is getting time. If they wreck each other like they do now, and that's Christian Kudovic gone. Samuel Oliveira has been overtaken by Mike Hockert with 1 minute 40 to go, and that is a very bad time to spin for Christian Kudovic. He was going so well, but unfortunately his luck ran out with 1.5 minutes to go. Back in P6 he is. One minute 20 to go. This will be one of the last laps of the race. Andy Darnell, I missed a move, but Andy Darnell's overtaken Leszek Lakomi for first position in GT4. He's having a much better day than Christian Kudovic. He was in 6th place and second last for GT1. But Mike Hockert has done very well to capitalise on Samuel Oliveira going wide. He's now in 3rd position. This is a very dream scenario for the German. He's waiting for that to happen. He premeditated it and he just knew exactly what to do in that event. But now can he keep it back? Keep Samuel Oliveira at bay? And the timer has ran out. We're on the second last or last lap of the race. It's the final lap of the race for GT1, and Samuel Oliveira is chasing down the final podium spot. He's lost so many positions this race, so many things have gone wrong for him, but he's going to keep fighting for it. Whether the stewards agree with his tactics or not, he's going to try pull it off in any way he can. He's going to pull out all the stops and try get this move done in the last lap, like he did in race 1. He's cut the gap, the 1.5 second gap to half a second now. Mike Hockert cannot afford any little mistake. Samuel's going to be a bumper to bumper now, within half a second now. Any little mistake or misplacement of his car is going to cost Mike Hockert a podium spot as Samuel Oliveira on the back. Getting traction, they're side by side. Going onto the run on the final corner. It's Samuel Oliveira. He's gone on the bad exit. He had it for a second there, but he's blown it. Or maybe not. It's over. Samuel Oliveira has blown it at the final corner. Mike Hockert has managed to overtake both Samuel Oliveira and and Christian Kudovic at the same time to overtake for the final podium spot. It was his master plan and it worked out great for Mike Hockert. Zenios Kovacs is second position, and Tobias Thierolf has once again won the feature race in GT1. Meanwhile, Andy Darnell is in first position for GT4, and he's coming close to the last corner of the last lap of the race, and Leszek is behind him, is 6 seconds behind him. He's built up a hefty lead, and now he gets to celebrate, spinning out in the front stretch, and burn out is Andy Darnell because he wins in GT4. great big smoke from Andy Darnell. Let's check Lacombe in second position, and Vic Vega manages to get the third position in GT4. Mikola Volinets has managed to overtake Raul Stas and Ken Scott. Because they didn't finish. Volinets is getting better every time he drives the car. And I do not believe that many will think that this is a very, very clean race. Certainly not one of the cleanest races we've had in this championship. But stewards are here for a reason, people. And say, I have an idea. Let's hear a few opinions from the drivers themselves. I'm going to try and secure a few interviews for you, and we'll see how everyone feels about well, that. Yeah, the stewards are going to have a very tough day tonight. What am I talking about? They're going to have a stressful evening trying to make sense of all of this, because there's a lot of, Satyrus Moraitis is once again disappearing. I don't think he wants to do an interview. He doesn't want to be a part of it. He doesn't want to discuss this. But apparently, according to some of the GT1 cars drivers, some of them are getting punctures, actually. I didn't realize this, but it's very hard to tell in the sim whether or not the cars have got punctures, but that's what happened to Satyrus Moraitis. I was wondering what happened to him, but that's very unfortunate. Well, so anyway, I've got a few people here in commentator chat, and yeah, maybe they can tell you about this race better than I can. So, namely Andy Darnell, would you like to tell us about your race in GT4? Because I couldn't see half of it. I mean, if you'd like.
Hello. Yeah, sorry, it takes me a few seconds to find the button. Yeah,
No
it was a good
worries.
race. I enjoyed it. Good fun. Shame more people didn't turn up, but such is life. I'm sure there'll be more at the next one.
What was your race story in the second race? I couldn't quite see. There was a glitch with my.
I had a good start. I got the lead, and then I made a silly mistake. I had a tank slapper, went into the gravel, and then I was last again, and I managed to fight my way back. Thankfully, Vic didn't put up too much of a battle, which gave me a chance to catch up with the leader. It was good fun.
Alright, and with everyone now hearing all this talk of everyone else, as a steward yourself, you mustn't be looking forward to this.
I have no idea. I obviously was listening to the commentary, and it sounds like we've got a few incidents to investigate. It's not just me, there's a team of us.
Oliveira needs to be arrested for murder. Maximum life sentence.
We'll have a look at all the incidents, and we'll make judgment.
Alright.
Fairness.
Well, anyway, is there anything else you'd like to say to everyone else, or?
No, thanks for turning up, and thanks for the race. It was good fun.
Alright, thank you, Andy, for your time.
No worries.
Alright, and Fotis, would you like to unmute yourself and tell us about your race?
Hi, Michael. I think it was fun. I enjoyed the most of the race.
So you've experienced a few of the collisions firsthand, so
Yeah. I did a mistake in first race. I hit wait a minute, please. I hit Hockert. I thought that he will give me space to make the corner. He didn't. He allowed to do that. Unfortunately, it's not his mistake. Just I was thought that I will respect and give the space, but he have the right to not give the space. It's okay. That caused the collision between him and I. It was my fault by the book. I stopped to deliver his position back. But in the second race, I had I think an accident that it was not fault of mine.
alright. So it's not very so not the best race from you.
It was nice, but I think some drivers must be more respectful. But generally, I enjoyed it. It was nice.
And what's your opinion on Samuel Oliveira? Did you get to see some of the moves he pulled?
Yes, he forced a move into me also, but it is Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel.
Yes, but yeah, I don't want to respect me personally. I wouldn't do that to other drivers, but yeah, everyone is different.
Alright. Like, I have to agree with you, actually.
Yeah, it is what it is. I don't like to compromise any other driver's race. That's why I stopped immediately, and I didn't care how much position I will lost when I had the contact with Pocket, because it was my fault, and I was trying to be very careful. But this happens sometimes in racing, even if you are extremely careful. But immediately I'll stop to deliver his position, because he deserved that position to have it back. But other drivers, I speak generally, other drivers don't do that. Yeah, it's their right to do it, and they don't deliver the place. I will feel bad if I did that and I didn't deliver back the place.
Yes,
I want to gain every position on track, and clean and hard, with sweat, not with questionable moves.
Yeah, that's very respectful. I respect that. So anyway, Fotis, would you like to mention anything else to the guys at home, because you're the last guy?
Yeah, as you saw, I had a major accident in the second race. I broke the half of my car. It was very treacherous to drive it after that, but I didn't quit. I put my head down, and actually I reclaimed the position back. Never stop fighting, keep trying hard, and never disappointing.
Alright, thank you so much for your time, Fotis.
You're welcome.
Alright, I believe that's it for post-race interviews. Nobody else wanted to talk about it. I believe everyone else was too frustrated to talk about their race. I would be too if I was wrecked. I can already start to see a bunch of the the tickets flying in. So I suppose this is we better leave it here, I suppose, Andy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for this episode. I mean, this live stream. It was roller coaster. There's a lot of good racing, a lot of bad racing, but more about to. We'll see there's definitely going to be stewards meddling with the positions now. Those positions there aren't final, so you can check out the new positions in the Discord later on this week. So, as always, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of this. Shout out to Ralph Barsh, get better soon, man.